Hi guys, welcome again to Verified. So you need to watch this video if you did watch the first one, and also if you didn't, watch and stick around, because I want to bring to you the importance of the police clearance certificate and everything regarding it. And this is because of the questions that followed after we did the first video regarding the police clearance certificate. And as you can see, we are at the official website of the DV lottery program, and this is where we'll get the correct information about the police clearance certificate, just to emphasize on what I had discussed in the former video. When we go down here to the police certificate, as you can see, let us read through and understand this. Everything is put clear here as you prepare for the DV lottery interview. And this says, which applicants need to submit the police clearance certificate? And it says each applicant aged 16 years old must submit the police clearance certificate. So if you have children and you applied and the children are above 16 years of age, you need to present the police clearance certificate. Number 2, it says, what does the applicant submit? The applicant must submit police clearance certificate that meet the following guidelines. The police certificate must cover the entire period of the applicant's residence in that area. It should also be issued by the appropriate police authority. It should include all arrests, the reasons for the arrests, and the disposition of each case of which there is a record. So the police clearance certificate should cover all these areas for it to be used for the DV lottery interview. Then it goes to say how to obtain the police clearance certificate, and it says determine which countries an applicant is required to obtain police certificates. The table below will assist in determining from where an applicant must obtain police clearance certificate. Note that present and former residents of the United States should not obtain a police clearance certificate covering their residence in the United States. So if you have ever lived in the US, you should not bother yourself with the police clearance certificate. Then it says, contact the appropriate police authorities. Selecting the appropriate country from reciprocity of country page will provide you the additional information on how to obtain the police clearance certificate. So, important notice about police clearance certificate. The reciprocity by country pages will indicate if a country's police authorities require the submission of specific police certificate request form. Some countries may require the submission of specific police certificate request forms in order to properly request and obtain the applicable police certificates. Police certificates from certain countries are unavailable, and for more information you click the reciprocity by country webpage. You'll find more information there, but this is what I wanted to clear. From which countries are you supposed to get the police clearance certificates? So if you've ever moved out of your native country or your country of birth and moved to a different country, of which of those countries are you supposed to get the police clearance certificate for the DV lottery interview? The first one is the country of nationality, and the word is nationality. The country of nationality if they resided there for more than 6 months. So if you moved to a different country and you were above the age of 16 years of age and you took nationality of that country, the point is you took nationality of that country, then you are supposed to have lived more than 6 months. So if you lived there for more than 6 months, then you're supposed to obtain the police clearance certificate from that country. The second one is the country of current residence. The point is current residence. If you are currently living not on a citizenship basis in a certain country and you are above 16 years of age, then you are supposed to get the police clearance certificate of that country in which you are currently living. And you should have lived there for more than 6 months. So if you are currently living in a country that is not your country of birth, and yet you are not a citizen, and you have lived for over 6 months, then you're supposed to take the police clearance certificate of this country. Number 3, if you previously lived in a country for more than 12 months, so the point is previously, meaning you are not currently living there. If you previously lived in a country and not becoming a citizen, and you had lived there for 12 months, then you require a police clearance certificate from that country. And number 4, any country where you were arrested, regardless of whether you are living there or not, or you live there for 2 days or 3 days or 1 week or whichever length of time, so long as you were arrested, you need a police clearance certificate from that country. So those are the 4 scenarios, the 4 situations, and the 4 countries whose police certificate you are required to have during the DV lottery interview. I hope that point is clear. Now, as we go down here, let us answer the question about the expiry. And this is because also a question about expiry arose. Let me put it clearly. Police clearance certificates expire after 2 years unless the certificate was issued from your country of previous residence and you have not returned to that country since the police certificate was issued. So the point is that the police clearance certificates, all of them, based on the United States consulates and embassies, they expire after 2 years as indicated on this page. They will expire after 2 years, and it is not affected by the expiry date of your country. If in your country the police clearance certificate expires after 3 months or 6 months, that certificate, according to the consulates and the US embassies, it is still valid up to 2 years. Only after 2 years will it become unapplicable. But so long as it is under 2 years, even if it has expired in your country, the certificate is still valid. And it says unless you are issued with the police clearance certificate in a country that you are living in and you are no longer living in that country. That means that if you had stayed in a different country from your country of citizenship for more than 12 months and you got your police clearance certificate, even if it is 5 years later and you still have that certificate, you can use the same certificate. It is not expired, so long as you have not returned to that country. So if you took your police clearance certificate from that country 5 or 7 or 10 years ago and you still have it, it is still valid, so long as you did not return to that country. I hope, guys, that is clear. And then it says, if you fall under these 3 things, you are supposed to present the police clearance certificate. The first one is if you are more than 16 years of age, you need to present the police clearance certificate. Number 2, you need to present the police clearance certificate if the police certificate was obtained more than 2 years ago. So if your certificate is older than 2 years since the time you took it, it is invalid. You need to get a new one. And number 3, if you are still living in a country that issued the certificate and the certificate has expired, then you need to replace with a new one. So if you are currently living in a country and the certificate you have has expired, you need to get one. But if you had left that country long time ago and you still have that certificate, it is still valid. I hope that is clear. And finally, it says, if your police certificate is unavailable per the country-specific guidelines above, you do not need to submit one. If you cannot obtain a police clearance certificate for another reason, please submit a written explanation when you submit your other documents. So if by one reason, a legal reason or the other, you cannot obtain a police clearance certificate from the past country or countries of residence, then you don't have to submit one, but come with a note that is stamped that accompanies the document that proves that you cannot obtain the police clearance certificate. So this video is important to you. We've seen it directly from the page that the police clearance certificate has those features. I hope guys it is helpful. Please like the video. I need your likes and your subscription, and let's meet in the next video.